Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 30 of Get Out of the Rat Race Rut. My little salute to my husband here. This is like my Carol. Remember, those of you who might remember Carol Burnett, the Carol Burnett show. She would always do this little ear thing at the end of her show. I think it was for her grandmother, something like that. Some little inside joke, but this will be my thing. I'll have to do it for forever and ever. A little salute, little toast to my husband, a coffee toast to my husband. Well, I am Beth Campbell, and I am a career mindset coach and mentor for now, former corporate captive, and now helping you find fulfillment. This is our last day. So thank you so much for those of you who are here, who have been here. If you're here now live, please let me know, and let me know hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. I so appreciate you having been here. Final day in my 30 days of career coaching. I've had so much fun. I've loved getting your input and your feedback and support, and hopefully helping some of you on your career and mindset journey. So today, on our final episode, we're going to summarize some of the more important topics that we've covered in the past month and focusing on the ones that I think will have the biggest impact on your career and your life fulfillment. So are you ready? We're going to jump right in. These are my top 5 for the biggest bang for your fulfillment buck from the past month. No particular order. I'm actually going sequentially, picking the ones that I think will be most helpful. So we're going to start off with number 1, day 2, goal setting. So define your career goals. What do you want your ideal work life to look like? What do you want to be? Like, really think big. If you don't have a good picture of where you want to be, how are you going to get there? It's just going to be all that much harder. You won't know what inspired actions to take. You won't recognize when you get inspiration towards achieving that goal because you don't even have a goal. You might not even realize when you get there because you haven't defined there. And remember, the most important thing about goals is they have to have some meaning behind them, something that gets you emotionally charged and connected to the achievement of that goal, your why. And then to put that goal achievement on steroids, we use techniques like visualization and repetition, bringing the inspiration into it. Like with the art, we had the ideal workday tool, that was day 3, where we put the emotion in with the goal. Thinking, imagining, and acting as if that goal were already achieved, those are key to manifesting your goals. So if you haven't already, sit down this week and think about what your ideal career situation looks like. How does it feel when you get to work? What kind of work are you doing? What is your interaction with people? All that kind of stuff. And then let's make it happen. Okay, number 2 on my list of the top 5 topics to get you to your career fulfillment. Day 4, how much stress are you really under at work? And how is it preventing you from finding fulfillment? I would also lump in this category day 15, facts and stories, and day 10, letting go. Facts and stories and letting go are the things that we do that contribute to stress. Facts and stories meaning the shit that we make up, assume intent with people that just makes things worse. And letting go is holding on to that resentment, holding on to that anger, negative energy that doesn't hurt anybody but yourself. So the reason that understanding stress is so important to finding fulfillment is that a lot of people are under so much stress at work and in life, they can't even begin to work on mindset or even any logical, practical steps for improving their job situation. Because they're at a 20. We talked about you're at a 20 on a scale from 1 to 10. Before you can even start working on anything really in earnest, you need to get down like maybe a 7 or 8, at least definitely below a 10. And you've been at a 20 for so long, that's your new normal. So it's really difficult to recognize how bad it is and move through that. And we know chronic stress plays a big part in a lot of health problems as well. Finding fulfillment at work or anywhere requires effort. And sometimes it requires a lot of times it requires looking deep within and facing your own fear and your own failure. And doing that when your stress is astronomical, that's folly. So realizing, recognizing, identifying that you're under extreme chronic stress is so important. So then you can work at some of the tools in this entire month to help you bring you back down to a point where you can actually breathe and then work on those getting that mindset work going and all the other practical tips. All right, number 3 in my top 5 topics of finding impact to finding your fulfillment. This is day 9, self-image. Do you believe in yourself? As I said on day 9, if you're having if you're having a chronic career challenge of any kind, your self-image is almost guaranteed to be a factor, and you will be amazed at how your life changes when you focus on improving that self-image. I'm actually going through a little self-image review myself because I'm in this program, Thinking into Results, very self-image focused, and I've been in other programs that are very self-image focused because it's so important. And I've done the training, but I feel like I was sort of just checking a box in the last couple months. So I'm stopping my training right now, and I'm going back and I'm revisiting all that self-image work, some of which I've talked about on this program in this series, because it is so important, because I feel like that is instrumental in my fulfillment. And it is. Your self-image is instrumental. It's instrumental in everything that you do. It is so deeply rooted in your subconscious. And we talked about how it was often formed when you were young, repetition. You've got feedback that was maybe negative. Self-image can be positive or negative, but we focus on the negative to improve that. So you may have been told that you weren't good enough, or maybe berated, or something like that. Or maybe you had an intense traumatic event that helped shape that. Your self-image drives what you do. It drives how you make decisions and the actions that you take or don't take, how you look, how you interact with people, everything. So if you're not getting the results that you want somewhere in your life, the first place to look is your self-image. The good news is you can change it. You can transform it. The starting point is just thinking of those areas where you're not getting the results that you want. And then there are a lot of techniques that can help with this, and I went over just a few that I use on day 9. So self-image, so important. All right, number 4, day 17, gratitude. Find gratitude in your workday, in every part of your day. Gratitude is one of the easiest and the best ways to counter all of the negativity that's coming your way at work and in life. And that's so important because not only do we sometimes have a buttload of that negativity that we have to deal with, but our minds are hardwired to focus on that negative stuff and give it priority. We tend to push the negative stuff to the top of the pile, even when there's overwhelming positive things to counter it. And I gave the example of one year on my annual performance review at work, I got just a beautiful, stellar review from my boss, except for one little tiny item that he put on there as something to work on. It wasn't even a negative. It was a development item, right? Which was my negative attitude. And by the way, he was completely right. I did have a bad attitude. And it didn't even say bad attitude. It said maintains a positive attitude. Are they meeting it, or is this something they need to work on? And he says something that she needs to work on. And it was so minor in this glowing review. Yet I fixated on that one tiny comment, and I had a meltdown over it because we're hardwired to do that. So using gratitude helps us become happy, stay happy, and manifest our desires. In the day 17 session, I covered a few things that I do to up my gratitude game. Journaling, and I add emotion. So I don't just journal. I journal, and then I include why I'm grateful for it. I either say it in my head or I say it out loud, because it's easy to say, well, I'm happy and grateful because it was a beautiful day, or because I had a great walk with my dog, or because I had a great interaction with somebody. But why is that important? Why am I grateful for that? And I talk about that to bring the emotion to it. I incorporate gratitude into my goal repetition. Every time I repeat my goal or say my goal, I say, I am so happy and grateful now that, and I try to feel it. And I feel gratitude for some of the negative stuff, right? Kind of flipping those tough moments around and recognizing that maybe there's something that helps us. I did that with when I got laid off, right? Even though I knew it was coming, I was preparing for it, but it just, it just really hurts when somebody doesn't value you. But then I recognize and I was grateful for the fact that the universe had made that decision for me because I wanted to quit. I wanted to leave. I wanted a new start. I wanted to do something different, and I never had the courage to do it. So the universe did it for me. So it seemed like a negative, but really, I was very grateful. And every day, believe me, every day, thank you for releasing me from the corporate shackles. And the best thing about gratitude is you can do it anytime, anywhere, in any circumstance. Okay, lastly, number 5 in our top impact areas for your fulfillment is day 22. Discomfort is the gateway to growth. Get uncomfortable, embrace failure. The only way to grow, to really grow, is learning from failure, and that means getting uncomfortable. We talked on day 22 about how there are so many studies on how important it is to handle failure and discomfort. There's this concept of the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is everything is dependent on the outcome. But those who have a growth mindset, they value what they're doing regardless of the outcome, and they tend to have the best success. So many people have a paralyzing aversion to failure or difficult change, and it holds them back, and it will hold you back in your work and in your life. Embracing failure and discomfort can make us more resilient. It helps us grow because we learn when we fail. It improves our confidence in ourselves, right? Because the world did not come crumbling down. It's like, oh, okay, I got this. We become better role models for other people who struggle. It builds character. It helps us be creative because we have to look for new ways of doing things. It provides opportunities. Remember the quote from Jason Seib that I talked about, which is discomfort is the herald of opportunity. I want that on a mug. It helps us become more empathetic and compassionate towards others who fail. And it's so liberating when we let go of the shame and the guilt and the rigidity of the pursuit of perfection. And discomfort and failure, they're not negatives. Absolutely not. They are very helpful and positive and instrumental and critical for our success. Remember the quote by Janet Fitch, who is the author of White Oleander? The phoenix must burn to emerge. I want that on a book too, or on a book. Oh, I'll look at it on a book too. I want that on a mug. I want it on a t-shirt. All right. The phoenix must burn to emerge. I love it. Get out there and burn. All right. That's the top 5. The top 5 most impactful things that will impact the most impactful things that will impact the things that will most impact your career fulfillment. Now, did you notice that all of these things come from within? I gave a lot of tips in the last 30 days for navigating the 9 to 5, dealing with asshats and how to respond, those kinds of things, right? And how to prepare for when you're going to be leaving your job or you think you might be let go from your job. They all pale in comparison to working on yourself. Probably my most important message from the last month is from day 20. You are responsible for your own fulfillment or lack thereof. And all of my top 5 are about looking within, changing within to make your work life better. Everything that you need to be happy and love your work and have a great boss and a great team and a great culture and a great paycheck, everything you need is already in place. You just have to make it happen. You just have to find it within. And you can do that by working on yourself. All right, I'm going to go to the comments because I see my awesome Stephanie. This was an amazing 30 days of coaching sessions. Oh, Stephanie, you're so sweet. You're truly a blessing, Beth. Thank you. Such valuable information. I appreciate the tangible action steps and compassion and understanding. You lead by example and hold space without judgment for people to learn, grow, and step up to their A game. You walk the talk of being your badass self and encouraging us to show up as our badass self. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate the kind words. I do try to be as authentic as possible, but I appreciate that it does resonate with some people. And I appreciate you. Let me just say, I thank everybody for listening, but Stephanie, really special shout out to you because you've been here so often and given such great feedback, which I love. Thank you so much. All right. That's it, folks. Tomorrow we're going to talk about nothing. This is our last day. Now, I am going to be bringing these lessons to LinkedIn as a weekly live. I'm not sure what the timing is. Like I said earlier, October's kind of a reevaluation and reassess kind of a time frame. And I'm not sure about November because that's National Novel Writing Month, and I really got to get back into the writing because I just miss it. But I will be bringing these lessons to LinkedIn for LinkedIn Lives in a weekly series. So I will be taking some of the questions and certainly some of the great feedback from Stephanie and incorporating it into these lessons as I redo them on LinkedIn. Again, I really appreciate those who have been watching. Special thanks to Ms. Stephanie. Again, you're so awesome. And thank you to everybody else. Don't forget to connect with me here on, wherever, on Facebook or LinkedIn, or if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining the Rat Race Rut. Get out of the Rat Race Rut. You are here because you are a badass. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Take it easy. Final salute to the husband.